B Smokehouse back here with you today. Let me show you what I have. Today I tried a little different format. I did not film the cook, but I am filming the end product. Today we're doing some roasted pork sandwiches. I know this is a big thing up north. I've never had one. However, let's talk about what I've done so far. So I had about a 8-pound pork butt I seasoned with salt and pepper. This is about big pork flavor. I then went and I made my own homemade Italian seasoning, Italian slather, Italian dressing, if you will. It smelled just like the stuff you buy in a bottle. However, this is a bit better because I put my own spin on it. Now, I also reserved about a cup of that fluid to go back in to my pork after my pork had been cooking for right at 4.5 hours. I took the pork out. It had a nice bark. I wrapped it and then I put it back on my smoker to kind of resemble that true roasted pork flavor. I can tell you it smells delicious. That pork butt came out absolutely tender. Now, you might see versions of this on the internet. People take their pork butt to about 190. I didn't do that. They take it to 190 so they can go ahead and get some slices out of it. Because also in that bath of Italian dressing that I made, I put onions, garlic, some of these Calabrian chilies, also some of these little Italian bell peppers. All right, here we go. So what I've got here, I've got me some buns. What I'm going to do, the buns are already split down the middle. I've got me some broccoli rabe. I sauteed and seared these off. Little olive oil, salt, pepper, some red pepper chili flakes, a little bit of lemon zest. We're going to start off. These are going to go down in the bottom of my sandwich. I am using my hands. My hands are clean. Let's go down in the bottom. I've also got my pork jus here. Now, I tasted this broccoli rabe. Tastes delicious. I don't mind veggies on my sandwich. This is typically a standard for this sandwich, just from my research. So we're going to get that in there. We also are going to go ahead and I'm going to saturate this with some pork jus. Stirring it around. I've taken as much oil out of this as possible, and then we're going to saturate the bottom of that sandwich. This is a moist sandwich. This bread is pretty fresh. Bought it from the store today. Was going to try and make my own, and I was like, we had a family function earlier, so I didn't do that. So now we've got the broccoli rabe, we got the jus. Now I'm going to go in there with some provolone. Get that provolone in there. Get the meat in there, probably with some extra jus, and I'll probably serve jus on the side. I tasted this pork already. It tastes absolutely delicious. So I know it's going to be stellar in this sandwich. It's quite simple sandwich, also quite something different to do with pulled pork. I usually end up, I've got a small family here with me. So we don't always finish pulled pork when we start it. So this is an absolute excellent way to finish pulled pork off. All right, so then we got that provolone in there. Now we're going to go in there with some meat. I'm using my hands again. My hands are clean. Look at that pulled pork. One of the reasons I like the way doing this, because you get some of that bark in every bite. Can you see that? You see some of those peppers. The Calabrian chilies are in here. You got onion pieces and garlic. All that makes a wonderful experience, and transform this from a basic pulled pork to more Italian style. You get those Italian flavors, the garlic, the peppers, the bell peppers. All right, we're gonna leave that about like this. Then I'm gonna hit it with some more. Let me wash my hand. I'm gonna get some more jus in this, and then I'm going to let it set in my oven a little bit. Part of the experience of these sandwiches is also allowing that hot meat, the hot jus, those hot veggies, to steam your bread, make everything cohesive and come together. Now, that may have been a little bit too much, so we're going to pour a little bit back, and that's fine. You want that bread. It's not going to be soggy, but it will be soft. My bread is already soft. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this sandwich, let me set it here, and we're going to wrap it. Again, part of the experience. If you were to go and get one of these from your deli up north, I believe this is like a Philly staple. If you were to go and get one of these roast pork sandwiches, they actually wrap it up for you, and then they cut it. Part of that wrapping is the steaming action. I have had this out for about 15-20 minutes prepping everything, so I don't have the heat that I would like on this. So these are going to go back into a hot oven for about 15-20 minutes, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm going to take it and wrap it. I don't mind. I'm a big veggie person, and that's whether it's on my sandwich or whether it's on my plate, period. I'm going to eat it. Just the way I've always been, even as a kid. So we're going to wrap it. Get it like that. And then I'm going to put this on a pan in my oven for a little bit. I'll be back when we get ready to present these. Slice one open, and I'll tell you guys what it tastes like. Stay tuned. All right, here we are with the finished products. Now, next time I do this, I'm probably going to make my own bread because I can get it the size that I need it to be. I want it to be a little bit bigger than this. However, these size of buns are the only ones I could find, the largest ones I could find in my local grocery store. So let's kind of recap what we did. Yesterday I got up, I took a 9-pound pork butt, I seasoned it with kosher salt, black pepper, and Lawry seasoned salt. Nothing more, nothing less. After it's set out for 30 to 45 minutes and those seasonings tacked on, I made my own Italian dressing, Italian seasoning if you will. That set out for another 30 to 45 minutes. I then prepared a fire on my Weber Kettle, running around 250 to 275, using one chunk of hickory, and I got that pork butt on. It went for 4.5 hours, right at 5 hours. I then took it off, probed it for temperature. At that point we were around 130s, 140s, 145, 150. I then wrapped it. I took the remainder of my Italian dressing and put it inside the wrap. I wrapped actually inside of a restaurant pan. So this actually went overnight in that wrap. I went and got me some sleep, and then I got up, tested for tenderness. It had a bit of a pull to it, so then I put it in my my oven this morning, and then it's where it's set, right? And then I come home from an event that I had with my family, and then now here is the final product. Now, real simple. This is not your normal pulled pork. I could have totally sliced this. I didn't. There's a lot of videos of people making roasted pork sandwiches where they slice it. I want it to be a bit different. Now, this is what I've been kind of waiting on all day. All right, can you see that? You see that broccoli rabe in the middle? You see that meat? You can barely see the cheese that's in there, and I know it's juicy. I can feel it in this bread. Once I compose these sandwiches together, I also wrap them in some wax paper along with foil to kind of emulate that restaurant experience. I think these sandwiches are pretty big in Philly. I've never been to Philly like that, so I want to recreate it on my own here at the house. Looks pretty good. See that ends of that broccoli rabe? That broccoli rabe is going to give us some texture. Let's get in there and see what it's about. Pretty good. The broccoli rabe gives us some tanginess, a bit of bitterness, but in the background of that fatted pork butt and that cheese is actually pretty delicious. It's pretty good. One of the other things I like about this dish is the fact that you can see the bits of yellow bell pepper. You got pieces of onion in there. That's all incorporated in there. It's been cooked down. It adds nothing. I mean, it adds to the it adds to the overall flavor of those Italian spices. I like this. I'll be giving this another try. Again, this is an excellent way to get rid of if you got leftovers for these weren't leftovers, but if you got leftover pulled pork, this is something you could do as well to get rid of that pulled pork. We added another dimension of flavor to it. It's pretty good. If you haven't done so, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with you guys next week with another video. Stay tuned.